Hey, this is Mrs. Robinson here to help you with your homework, Lesson 5, Solving Multi-Step Equations. I will make this as quick as possible. First problem we're going to start with is number 5 on the homework practice side. I have 2 over 7 times the quantity of 14q plus 7 over 2 minus 3q equals 9. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did this before I made a previous little video, and then I did it and I did it wrong. So I'm just going to follow all my steps, and that way I might not make those mistakes. So first we're going to distribute. I know we are terrified of those fractions, but guess what? That's going to be our best way to go. All right, so I'm going to distribute this to there and to there. So I got 2 over 7 times 14q. Well, I have a 7 in the denominator. 14 is a whole number. So that'll be 1. That'll be 2. Let me change my color. This will be 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. So I got 4q. And then I have to kind of reset because I'm multiplying that original number again. So now I got 2 over 7 times 7 over 2. Well, 2 and 2 cancel, and 7 and 7 cancel. So that ends up being 1 plus 1. Then I got minus 3q equals 9. From here, I can combine like terms. I got a 4q here, and I got a minus 3q here. 4q minus 3q, I would treat that just like I was doing 4 minus 3, which is 1. So I'm left with just q plus 1 equals 9. Q plus 1 equals 9. Now at the rewind stage. And minus 1 on each side. Remember, crossing that bridge. Q equals 8. That was number 5. Remember, you can rewind, pause, do whatever you need to do, all right? Lawns. Louisa mows lawns during the summer. She charges $15 if she cuts the grass, but charges $5 more if she also trims the grass. Last week, she trimmed 5 more yards than she cut. If she made $415 last week, how many yards did she trim? So, she charges $15 if she cuts, plus she charges $5 more if she also trims. So $5 more if she also trims would end up being $20. But this is our trim. Okay? So last week she trimmed 5 more yards than she cut. Oh, and I apologize. And that all equals $415. So if you're watching for my second hour, I see an error that we did. So we're going to correct that. Okay? So we are supposed to make $415. So we don't know how many yards she cut, but we do know that she charges $15. So for this cut, I'm going to do 15 for each cut that we do. Plus, I know that whenever she trims, also she charges $5 more than if she cut the grass. So that right there, for whenever she trims, so I got 15 plus 5 because she's charging $5 more whenever she cuts the grass. Then I just found out that, and I still don't know how many that she did. I still don't know how many that she did. Then I found out that she trimmed 5 more yards than she cut. All right? So I don't know how much she cut, but I know that this T is now C plus 5. Okay? So, I know, Mrs. Robinson, what did you just do? You confused me. I'll explain it one more time so you can see how I went from one step. Okay? First, I started off with what they gave me. She charges $15 if she cuts the grass, but she charges $5 more if she trims the grass. Last week, she trimmed 5 more yards than she cut. All right? If she made $415 last week, So this is my equal. How much, how many yards did she trim? All right. So I started with C to represent the cuts and T to represent the trims. And I know that cuts plus trims equals $415 for the week. Okay? Now, for this cut, I know she charges $15 a cut. And for the trim, she charges $5 more. So this is a plus 5. All right? Right there. So now I got 15 plus 5. 15 plus 5 is 20. So right here, I'm just going to change this to a 20. Then I kept my T. So I know 20 times T is going to give me my value for that. And it still equals $415. Okay, you with me? I was here. C plus T gives me 415. I know she charges $15, so 15C plus 15 plus 5, the quantity of 15 plus 5T is going to give me $415. I still don't, I don't want two different variables. I want to have one. So they said last week she trimmed 5 more yards than she cut. So for trim, I have these two pieces, which I can write as C plus 5 instead of T. So wherever I saw T, I put in C plus 5 equals 415. Okay? Now I'm ready to solve. Whoo, Mrs. Robinson, what were you doing? So, first thing I'm going to do is distribute this in. And I have a C and I have a plus 5. So I have 15C plus 20 times C is 20C. 20 times 5, a positive 5 is 100. And this all equals $415. Now I can combine this and this. 15 plus 20 is 35C plus 100 equals $415. All right, now I can rewind. Minus 100 minus 100. 35C equals $315. And now I divide each side by 35. C equals 30, 60, 90. So that's 3, I'm going to say about 9. I have to check that. Got to check my number. Where's my calculator? Here we go. 315 divided by 35. Ah, it was 9. I'm right. Look at Mrs. Robinson. Okay. It was 9. So I have to answer the question. How many yards did she trim? Louisa trimmed 9 yards. All right. Last one I'm going to help you with. Whew. You guys are awesome. I'm telling you, you are working so hard. This is on the problem solving side. I just want to see how much. I'm at 8 minutes. All right. I'm going to try to be done in 10 minutes. Polygons, the triangle and square shown below have the same perimeter. What is the length of one side of the square? Okay, so one side of the square is x plus 2. Okay, this represents that one side of the square. And I know this square and this have the same perimeter. Let me start over. Sorry. So, triangle and square have the same perimeter. That means when you add up all the sides, they're supposed to equal the same. Okay? So triangle right now has 3x plus 5x plus 4x. Okay? And the square's perimeter is going to be x plus 2 times 4. Sorry. 4 times x plus 2. Okay, because it's x plus 2, the quantity of x plus 2 plus the quantity of x plus 2 plus the quantity of x plus 2 plus the quantity. So instead of all that, 4 times the quantity of x plus 2. All right? So they're equal. But I have to remember my final question is not what is x, but what is the length of one side. So when I figure out x, first find the value. See, I was going to put find x, but I know some of you are going to say, it's right there. Find the value of x. Okay, let's figure that out. Well, 3x plus 5x plus 4x, I can add them all together. So 3 plus 5 is 8, and 8 plus 4 is 12, so I got 12x equals, and then I distribute. I have x and I have a plus 2, so 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times positive 2 is a positive 8. Alright, I'm working back towards the left, so I'm going to subtract 4x from each side. 12 minus 4 is 8x equals plus 8, or just 8. You don't have to put the plus. Alright, then 8x equals 8. I'm going to divide each side by 8. And this leaves me with x equals 1. So now that I know what x is, I have to go back up. Go up there. Because the second thing I have to do, plug in the value of x for a side of the square. Alright, so wherever I see an x, I'm going to put in a 1. Alright, and 1 plus 2 equals 3. So what is the length of one side of the square? 3. 3 units. Alright, that was your homework help. Hopefully it helped, and I will see you all tomorrow. Happy Thursday night, Friday Eve to you.